All right, here we go. Unit 5, Lesson 5, solving two-step equations. Okay, just some rules that I've been repeating in class and that we just got to keep remembering. Two rules, really. One, whatever you do to one side of an equation, you must also do to the other. And we use reverse order of operations to solve. And particularly, we're going to use inverse operations to solve our problems. So here we go. Let's do a few examples. All right, so here is example 1. This is a two-step equation. 2x minus 6 equals 10. Now, the order of operations says we do p, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Now, with solving equations, we actually work backwards to solve these equations. So the first thing we do are any addition and subtraction problems that we have. So taking a look over at our expression, do I have any addition and subtraction? Well, yes. Right here, I have a minus 6. So using inverse operations, how do I get rid of that minus 6? Well, I add 6. Because negative 6 plus 6 equals 0, and what happens is that cancels out. And what I do to one side of the equation, I must also do to the other, so I add 6 over here. So this is going to be equal to, now I have 2x's is equal to 10 plus 6, which is 16. Now that I've done my addition and subtraction, I keep moving up reverse order of operations. So now I'm doing multiplication and division. So here I have 2x's equals 16. Now that operation between the 2 and the x is multiplication. So I'm going to use the inverse operation of multiplication, which is division. So right now I'm going to divide by 2. And whatever I do to one side, I must also do to the other. Now 2 divided by 2 cancels out because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I'm left with just one x on the left side. And on the right side, I have 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Now I can check my work. So I take my equation and I say 2 times 8 minus 6 equals 10. Is that true? Well, 2 times 8 is 16. Is 16 minus 6 equal to 10? Yes, it is. So my answer is correct. All right, so example 2. Now, remember, we're going to start with the order of operations, but we're working backwards. So we're starting with addition and subtraction, and we move towards parentheses. So in this equation, I have something divided by 5, r divided by 5, plus 8 equals 11. So the first thing I'm going to deal with is that plus 8. So how do I get rid of that 8? Well, I just subtract 8 from it. 8 minus 8 equals 0. So that cancels out. And whatever I do to one side of the equation, I must also do to the other. So what am I left with? I'm left with r plus 5 on the left side of the equation, and 11 minus 8 equals 3. So that was the first step. Second step, now that I have r divided by 5, or a fifth of r, I want to find out what 1 whole r is. So what I'm going to do is, in this case, r divided by 5, my inverse operation is to multiply by 5. And whatever I do to one side, I must also do to the other. So 5 times r divided by 5 is kind of like this, where I have a 5 in my numerator and a 5 in my denominator. So 5 divided by 5 cancels out. And then on the right side of the equation, I have 3 times 5, which is 15. Now I can check my work. If r is 15 divided by 5 plus 8 equal to 11? Well, 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 3 plus 8 equals 11, so looks like r equals 15, and I am correct. All right, example number 3. 7 is the same as, is equal to 16 minus 3e. So this one looks a little funnier, but we're still going to solve it the same way. We're going to do the reverse order of operations, and we're going to use inverse operations. The first thing I want to deal with is that 16. I want to remove it from the right side of the equation. The 16 is a positive 16. So how do I get rid of it? Well, I'm just going to subtract 16. 16 minus 16 is going to cancel out. And whatever I do to one side of the equation, I must also do to the other. So here I have 7 minus 16. I got to think, is my answer going to be positive or negative? Well, on a number line, if I'm starting at 7, my 7 is going to be over here. Then I need to go minus 16. So if I go minus 7, I'll get to 0. Then I need a minus 9 more to get over here, which is going to put me at negative 9. So I have negative 9 is equal to this. Don't forget to include that sign in front of it, is equal to a negative 3e. So now I have one more step. How do I turn this e to be a positive 1? Well, I'm just going to divide by this number, this coefficient here. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 cancels out. A negative divided by negative is a positive. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is just 1, which means I also divide my left side by negative 3. So what is 9 divided by 3? We know that that's 3. So if I have a negative divided by a negative, it's going to stay positive. So my answer is just 3. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is 3. Therefore, e equals 3, and I can check my work. So using the original equation, I'm going to say 7 is equal to 16 minus 3 times 3. 17 is equal to 16 minus 9. 7 is equal to 7. So good. E is equal to 3. All right, last example. This is actually not a 2-step equation. This is, I think, a 3-step equation. It's got a couple more steps to it, but you'll see that they all kind of work the same. So the first thing I'm going to do here is do my distributive property. 2 times y is 2y, and 2 times a negative 8 is negative 16, and that's equal to 24. Now I have a 2-step equation. So this is really a 3-step equation. But now with my 2-step equation, I'm going to work it the same way I did before. The first thing I want to do is get rid of this minus 16. So if I have a negative 16 and I add 16 to it, it cancels out. But I just have to remember to do it to the other side. Now what I'm left with is 2 y's are equal to 40. 24 plus 16 is 40. 2 times y divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 cancels out. I'm left with y. Y is equal to 20. Now I can check my work. I'm going to use the original equation. 2 times 20 minus 8 equals 24. Now 20 minus 8 is the same as 12. So 2 times 12 equals 24. 24 equals 24. Looks like we got that right.